Okay, happy Sunday, everybody. Big waves out there. Good to see everybody. Yes, yes, yes. Come on now. Come on now. Wake up. There we go. Hey, I know it's time. Time has changed and it's got everybody a little wacky today. But here's the thing, I want to remind everybody to push everybody to the recording of this call. It'll be posted on ARIIX Nation, MOA Challenge, also out on my YouTube channel, Brent Palmer, where we post all of our videos that we do. And so glad to have you. I tell you what, it was a great week last week. Great week last week. A lot of people out sharing this amazing opportunity and team building. Your teams are growing, people are expanding. And I want to remind everybody, November the 14th, Saturday, November the 14th, there's going to be a special recognition for the company on Saturday, November the 14th. And you just want to kind of mark your calendars. You're going to hear more and more about that. Emails coming to you from the company. And a lot of you are going to be a part of that recognition. And there's still time to rank up. There's still time. Remember, we do it every week here at ARIIX, New Age for ARIIX. So guess what? You've got till Friday to rank up, have that awesome recognition, and to see your team rank up. So we got that coming November the 14th. More info to come on that. Now, I've got a special guest joining us tonight. And if you like putting money, I always tell people, whether you're getting money or you're saving money, at the end of the day, it's just like somebody is counting out money, right? And who we've got tonight that's going to be joining us is going to give you an opportunity to put cash back in your pocket. You really look at it like that, it's a chance to create hundreds, if not thousands of dollars a year in savings for you, for your family, all for being a part of this amazing organization. We have the most amazing perks in this company. Like I tell people all the time, like, you just don't, I didn't either do a good job explaining, or you just don't get it if you don't listen to what all we have here and go, why would I not do this? For the perks alone, like for the incentives and the things I get just for being a part and just from using these amazing products is, and the write-offs at the end of the year. I mean, it's so well worth it to be a part of this. So you're going to hear about that in just a second. I just want to welcome you to the call tonight, and I want to give you a little bit of kind of housekeeping, what we got going on, because I want to just really applaud you, because most of the industry in November and December kind of shut down. I'm just going to be honest with you. Most of them kind of like just go in hibernation till the beginning of the year. They get caught up in turkey, and that's great. And they get caught up in Christmas, and that's awesome. But let me tell you, there's no shutting down right here with you. I'm looking at the schedule. I'm looking what we have lined up. And November and December, you are absolutely like laying your foot on the accelerator. But I know what's going to happen, because every time I see a group do that, going into the next year, they exponentially grow their following year. So I believe 2021 is going to be an absolutely explosive year for you, for your family, and for your team, because of the foundation and the footwork that you're putting in right now. And so the first thing coming up that I want to bring up is November the 11th through the 17th. November the 11th through the 17th is the 7-day recruiting challenge. Okay. Now, we all get to participate. Raise your hand if you're a part of that already. Like you know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you're sitting here and you're going, I don't know what they're talking about, listen. So the industry, you should have gotten an email from the company, but the industry is coming together during that week for one purpose. And that's in that 7-day period from the 11th to the 17th. Kathy, Arlene, Andrea Rosser, Chris, Jane Rouse, we are all during that week going to recruit. Our stretch goal is 5 new recruits during the course of that week. 7 days, 5 recruits, stretch goal for every single person in that challenge. Now, let me tell you, there's going to be some explosions coming out of that challenge. Because there's nothing that's going on in your business that 5 new recruits won't change the whole game for you. And the fact that you're doing it in November, holy smokes, just wait. I'm telling you, we will have so many stories come out of this 7-day recruiting challenge. Okay, so many stories. So, got to do the math. Now, there's going to be a residual, okay? But 94 people right now on this. Recruits 5. That's 470 new people that comes to this company in the first 7 days, in that 7-day period. We're not talking about like down the road after it's over. In that 7-day period, it's going to be explosive. So you go, Brent, how are they going to do it? Every day, 90-minute segments a day. They will be recorded for 24 hours, but they're going to give you a homework assignment that's geared around one thing, and that's recruiting that new person. And over the course of 7 days, 5 people. 5 people is our stretch goal. It's going to be amazing. So in saying that, here's how you register. If you hadn't already registered, we're going to put it out there. You register, you go to the page, like you're searching for Brent Palmer, you go to the page on Facebook called Team Undeniable. Team Undeniable. It's a page that we've set up, and all you got to do is like the page and then message the page. Click the button message and type in all in. Don't do any extra things to all in, just ALL space IN, okay? And then hit enter. And then we've got an amazing lady called Betty. She's our bot. She'll take over and she'll guide you through the process of registering for this free event. Free event. It's going to be amazing. Who's fired up about that? I'm telling you, it's going to be absolutely on fire. That 7 day, 5 new recruits. Everybody's in there. We're going to blow it up. Okay, now that's November the 11th through the 17th. Then we're coming right out of that on the I'm looking at my office. I got like pasted notes, these big white pasty notes. If I turn my computer around, all over my office. So the 20th and 21st, Destin, Florida. Now our numbers for this event is just, it blows my mind. This is like right before Thanksgiving. People are going, they're storming Destin, like I'm talking about coming in like crazy for this event. Our numbers, we're already having to refigure everything because the numbers have already met capacity, and we just keep adding numbers to this event. We have people, now corporate has said, wait a minute, we want to get there. We got more executives flying in for this event. It's unbelievable. So here's the thing. November the 20th through the 21st, this event's going down, and it's going to be unbelievable. We've got rollouts. We've got things. You'll be trained by the best. It's going to be unbelievable there at the event. And here's the thing. In the chats, we're going to put how you can register. So you can take a picture of this with your phone, go back and watch the recording. It's okay. Who's going to be at that event? Raise your hand. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Listen, that's the 20th, 21st. Now, that Saturday night, you can take a picture with your phone while you're doing it. That Saturday night on the 21st, you got to plan on staying around because we have a party for you on Saturday night that you want to be at. Okay. Now, it's going to be fully equipped with food. So the only thing you need for this event is a $20 bill. So a $20 bill, everything else is included. Band is going to be there. It's going to be and it's right on the beach. Like it's right on the beach. It's beautiful. 20th, 21st, can't miss it. And then we're going to follow that up before the 20th with a mastermind session. Okay. Now, I know I'm giving you some information, but we've got a Destin mastermind session November the 19th. Now, these are for people that are making about $4,000 a month or have made about $4,000 a month or more. Okay. And if that's you, then just RSVP Anthony Moreland. You're going to be treated like a king and queen for that day. We've got a house like 3 or 4 stories right on the beach, and we're going to spend time together masterminding that day on the 19th, and then that'll roll us into the 20th and 21st. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Okay. Now, everybody with me. Make sure you RSVP to Anthony Moreland right there. He just put his number in. Andrea, do I need to add anything to that? Are we good? Okay. Last thing I need from you, please write this down. Inside of ARIIX Nation, and we could actually do it up on MOA Challenge too if somebody wants to put it over there. I am looking for transformation stories, but I need them to go in the comments of the post I put on ARIIX Nation, where I'm calling out for pictures and a transformation story. I really need the picture to go with the transformation or a video to go with the transformation. We're going to use that for something very special to come. Okay. So if you want or maybe you tag people on your team that you know has got to make, or get your people to send their transformations to ARIIX Nation, you'll see the post I made. Please put it in the comments. And we're going to pull from that over the next week, 2 weeks for something very special. Okay. Everybody with me? That makes sense? Okay. All right. Great. So now I had to get all that out of the way. Now here's what I need you to do right now. We're going to go for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. But I've been excited about this because I want to tell you about Terry Silkman. Terry's from Goodyear, Arizona. I met him for the first time at the ARIIX event in Utah right when we merged. A week after merging, like I met Terry. And it took me about 5 seconds to actually see his heart and how he cares about people. So he's been uber successful. I could read his resume, but here's what you need to know about Terry Silkman. He loves ARIIX. He loves the company. He loves the executives. He has been as an executive himself. I could go all the way back to his days where a doctor of veterinarian medicine, ARIIX medical brand manager. He's was an owner of Silkman Financial Services, licensed in life and health, all the way through to today. But I want to tell you what he wanted to create. He wanted to create something in the health field for the reps of this company that they would have an opportunity to look into, explore the option, see the savings it could save them and it just be a perk for being a part, right? Just a perk for being a part of the company. And so I challenge you, if there's one fault we have as human beings, I'm putting myself out there first. It's that sometimes I'll take care of Brent Palmer, but I don't go share it with other people so they can take care of their self, of their family, right? It's like I got mine, but I don't go help someone get theirs. Everybody know what I'm talking about? What you're going to hear from tonight is a way where you can save. You can save money and put money back into your pockets, into your family's pockets. But once you see it, he's going to give you a simple way to inquire about it. But once you see your savings, that's not enough. I challenge you that once you hear from him, that then you turn around, not only you get your savings, but then you bring some other people, right? So that they can get theirs. It's an amazing opportunity for each and every one of you. So without further ado, Mr. Terry Silkman, thanks for being here tonight. And I know your passion. I know your passion for helping people see what the possibilities could be here. But I just wanted you on tonight to kind of share whatever you want to share about the possibilities of what this can be for each and every one of these people on the call tonight.
Thank you so much, Coach. I have a little something to live up to now. I didn't realize that. Anyway, exciting times to be with ARIIX. As you mentioned, it's been just a little over a year since we met each other, and who could have even imagined all of what's happened in that period of time. And when I look at some of the things that life has brought me and blessed me with, and this mission, which started many years ago prior to this, and yet it's come together, and we launched ARIIX 1.0. That's maybe a little bit of a teaser as to what you might hear tonight, but we launched ARIIX Medical 1.0 a little over a year ago. And in March, we found one of the biggest health crises that we've ever found. Is that coincidence? I suppose some people look at it that way. I certainly don't look at it that way. So of all the things that I feel like I know about Coach Palmer, and as he mentioned, we've not known each other for long, but he's got such a dynamic presence and such a great leader for you all. And there are many of you, in particular that weren't part of ARIIX a year ago, and just to see what you've done and who you are and how you're influencing people's lives is just such a magnificent thing to do. So we're going to talk a little about medical. And I don't want to spend very much time away from the really important stuff, but I'm going to try to go through the mechanics of what medical are pretty quickly so that you know how to go search for more information. And I believe if I have screen share capacity, I hope I do anyway. If I do, then I'll share some stuff in a moment. But there were a couple of things that were pivotal in my life that I feel like it's worth sharing, segueing into this. One of those happened several years ago to a veterinary client of mine, and I don't have the oratory skills to be able to describe this person to you. If you think about him, and if you could, because it'll be more real to you, think about one of the most incredible, beautiful, loved people that you can imagine in your life that you met. Somebody that stands out in a room that no matter how bad your day is, if you talk to this person for 30 seconds, you forget about it all. Well, this lady, for our practical purposes, name is Jean. And Jean came to me years back, and she was a veterinary client. She was a distinguished teacher, won Distinguished Teacher of the Year award in Utah multiple times, was a fantastic artist, was a great humanitarian, loved her pets, and that was our connection. And we enjoyed a really great relationship with each other. And then for a period of years, I didn't see Jean. I always wondered about that, but then she came back. And when she came back, there was a noticeable something had gone wrong. And that continued over years and years. And every time I saw her, I could tell that things were worse for her, that life's burdens were bigger. And I didn't really feel like a lot of us do. We don't feel comfortable asking or imposing upon people, and so we don't. And finally, I was drawn to ask the question and just say, Jean, you know, it's been obvious to me over years that something is happening. And she relayed her story. In her story, and I'm not going to spend too much time, but she ended up with an autoimmune disorder, and she was put on tons of medications that did horrible things to her. And ultimately, her colon ruptured and she almost died. Her family was told to go in and say their goodbyes to her because the doctors didn't believe that she would recover from surgery, and they fixed that, and she had a colonoscopy. And they were talking about, when she spoke with me about all of this, about a potential solution to that, which she was going to try to get a surgery to reconnect her colon and get rid of her colonoscopy bag. But they were concerned with all the weight she had gained. She's about a 5-foot tall individual. And when I knew her before all this happened, about 100 pounds, well, she'd grown to 200 pounds from the effects of the disease and the medication. And their solution was they were going to try to do gastric reduction surgery on her so that she could be starved into losing weight enough that they felt like they could put her colon back together without the weight of her body tearing her incision apart. And being veterinarians, a lot of our medicine is relatively close to human medicine. I knew the effects of the drugs that she was on, that she would have poor wound healing and increased susceptibility to infection. And more forward than I would normally be, I just said, Jean, I'm worried you're going to die. And she said, I'm worried I'm going to die too. And I said, well, I don't know if I can help you, Jean. That I was involved in ARIIX at that point, and I have my own transition or transformation story, not necessarily in weight loss, but in health. I said, if this doesn't work, you can always go back to that plan and we can see what happened. Well, to condense this so that we've got enough time to cover the other stuff, because I will be punctual. That's one of the things I admire as Coach Palmer as a leader, as he respects your time. And I know you could have been watching Sunday Night Football and other things, so I'm going to try to be respectful of your time and give you everything I can. But long story short, Jean went on the Nutrify, Slenderize, in particular the immune profile thing and weight loss. In 6 months, she lost 75 pounds. She threw away her walker. She threw away 7 of her 13 medications. She started chasing her grandkids and her dogs around. She went out and was painting sheds and doing her artistry. And she's taken life back in scoop shovel folds. I mean, there was not a more deserving person on the planet. And then in January, I noticed that she stopped ordering her ARIIX products. And I, of course, wouldn't push her on that. Everybody has their reasons. And I saw her a few months later, and there was obviously that she had lost ground. And so just trying to be concerned, not overbearing, but concerned to just, well, can you explain to me, Jean, would you help me understand what's happened here? And she said, and this is one of the pivotal things that I said, there's got to be a better way. And most of the things that we all have, somebody somewhere along the line said there's got to be a better way. And if there was ever a company who says we are not going to tolerate the status quo, there's got to be a better way, it's the group of people that have come together here. Well, what happened was Jean said, well, I've got 4 months that it's going to take me to satisfy my co-pays and my deductibles and all my out-of-pocket expense on my health insurance. And I cannot do both. And so I don't know how ironic that makes you feel, but to me, this is, we buy healthcare to help save our lives. It's such a gargantuan dysfunctional system that not only doesn't serve us well, it doesn't serve the providers well. She was having to make the choice between what would save her life and how to fund her healthcare plan. That seemed to me to be a real irony. And so that was the journey that started to introducing you some things now that'll be a little bit unfamiliar for you, because we all grow up, Coach Palmer alluded to it earlier, we all grow up believing certain things. And often in the financial things, that's, well, get good grades, get a good job, get a college education, go to work for somebody. And they don't tell you that, yeah, you can do that. And then you spend all your time, talents, and energy accomplishing somebody else's goals, not your own. And you put yourself in the highest tax bracket in the country based on taking your resource is W-2 income as compared to what happens when you start your own business. And that this is an excellent segue into what medical can do for people. Because starting your own business means that the pie is the same. You're making the same amount of money. You're just cutting a bigger piece of it for yourself. And if you think about how wondrous that is, well, think about all the other ways that you have to go out and expand your income. It takes time, takes energy, takes resource, not guaranteed. One of the things about owning a business that we don't probably share enough is how to cut the bigger piece of pie for yourself. Well, in medicine, we can do that, but you're going to hear now something different than most of you ever heard before, and that's that there's another way to pay for your medical expenses. The way you know is health insurance, which does what it does, or don't have health insurance and pay for yourself. Well, fact of the matter is most people with health insurance pay a health insurance company, and then at the end of the year, they've still paid for all of it themselves. Well, we got a better way. We've got a way in ARIIX Medical that I'm extremely proud of in being part of, and in the sense of how difficult it was to do this. We presented this to the Partners Council in 2019, and Tim Sales was part of that. Most of you, I think, know Tim. And Tim said, I've been a part of 200 companies. Every company I've been a part of has wanted to do this, and nobody has been able to get it done. And I'm not sharing that with you for any self-adulation at all. I'm telling you how unique an opportunity you have and how challenging it was to get it. So can I share my screen? Is that possible? We'll try it. Okay. I'm not seeing what I want to see. Let's try this. Oh, now I am. Are you guys seeing something that shows an enrollment now button? Cool. All right, well, let's go. You are the very first people to see ARIIX Medical version 2.0. And if you've seen 1.0, disregard it, because 2.0 is a whole different set of benefits. It's extremely more valuable in the sense of the benefits it's offered, and it does it at a lower price. So this is being shown to you because everybody needs to know where to get information. Well, if you, not right now, but within a couple of days, you can type in rxmedical.com and you can get to this page. You don't have to go through your back office. You don't have to do any of the other things. You'll get to a page like this. And so if you're exploring it or you want to explore it with other people, well, you get to this page. And what does ARIIX Medical offer you? Well, it offers you a lot of things. It offers you, and this doesn't show a ton of it, and I'm getting blocked off on the window that shows us all, but ARIIX Medical offers you unlimited telemedicine consults. So especially now that the coronavirus is here, the opportunity to talk to a doctor from your cell phone or your laptop, to get a diagnosis, to get a treatment plan, and not have to go through traffic and spend hours in a waiting room is a pretty big benefit. We actually offer, like a lot of wealthy people, we offer the opportunity, if you have a problem, to do concierge medicine, where we find the right place for you to be in and the right fee to pay. Routine labs, prescription drugs, you can't really see that if you're on my screen. That's here, 12 chiropractic visits, vision, dental, and mental health, and you don't upbuy these. These are all included in that benefits package.
Hey, Terry, just so you know, we can see it. So
okay, cool.
You might not be able to, but we can.
Okay, cool. So, and the last one, open network, how big an issue is that? Well, I know, and maybe you know, several people who the best doctor or the best hospital or the best treatment facility to solve their plan wasn't in network. And if you've ever seen what that means to you, essentially that means you have no coverage at all for all practical purposes. So we put these all together. And on this introductory page, it just walks through the whole thing. And this, of course, this is one that attracts a lot of people. This by itself, without saying anything else, will get a lot of people's attention. Because I've looked at a lot of places and searched high and far and wide for plans, and I don't know any individual plan out there that even offers that kind of benefit regardless of the price. But if you take a look at these prices, and if you're not convinced, you should convince yourself. That's part of the reason I'm sharing this with you, is so that you can self-study this page and learn everything that you need to learn, because we all say we need to do that. Really, what I think most of the time we need to learn is that we are not bringing our friends or people we care about into something, whether it's an RX product or a LEMU product or a New Age product, that's not going to be a good product. And most of the time, we have to fight the price issue. Well, this one, the price is very attractive, and we'll talk about what that means in a moment. But in the sense of there's got to be a better way, we've put together a better way. So on this same page, and I'll come back to these two buttons in a moment, you can just go down through, you can see how this works. You can see that, as on this slide, we've got in the prescription drug program, which is part of this, we've got 10,000 drugs that are under $25 as part of the prescription drug dental vision discount. These work pretty much the same as you're used to and you're familiar with. These are just like Dental Select or anything else. Basically, you have the plan, you find a dentist, or in this case, an optometrist, or somebody who accepts this network, and by doing it, you afford yourself savings. But one of the real benefits of this is the catastrophic care, the major medical portion of this. And this plan, we don't show it here, we'll see it, but this kind of just talks through the steps. And I'm not going to slow down very much because you can self-study this. And there's stuff that I want to share with you that's not on this slide that I think is really important, in the sense of there's also a better way when it comes to how we build our business that we're going to share with you. But one of the things I did want you to know is, if you have questions, a lot of us are busy, a lot of us are a little inhibited about being spammed or other things. If you have any questions at all when you go through this, please remember this page is here. You can go to this page, you can enter your contact information, you can enter any question you wanted, submit it, and you'll get an email back, usually within 24 hours or less. But with COVID, sometimes, especially this time of the year, it'll be a little longer. Also, the phone number that you see right here is a dedicated RX Medical phone number. So when you call in, you're talking with somebody who knows exactly what this plan is and exactly what they should be telling you about the individual questions you would have about this plan. If you want the email address directly rather than using this contact form, there's the email address. And that's pretty much a major resource for this page, but we put it together in a way that can also give somebody who's interested more information. So if we go back up here, you can click the benefits summary. This will open up this page, and you can go down through. It illustrates all of those benefits again. You can see here where all of your zero cost benefits are, and it shows it right here. You can also see in big lettering the phone number, the one thing, and everybody is looking for, well, where's the loopholes? Where's the spots that, this sounds too good to be true? Where's the problem? Well, we are very good at understanding medical prices, understanding procedures, understanding where you need to go, but you need to call this number first. I mean, and probably somebody should be enterprising enough to make maybe refrigerator magnets. Maybe I'll find somebody so that we all have a refrigerator magnet that we can slap up there and say, call this number first. Because if you do, all of those benefits are going to be available to you. And whatever you have to pay is going to be the lowest price that you can potentially pay. But you got to call this number first. The other thing that's important, and I'm just going to jump past a couple of things that are here, but the other thing that's important is all plans of this type. Some of you are familiar because I've talked with some of you about cost sharing options. This is a cost sharing option. All cost sharing options maintain this enormous benefit at this price because they are very selective about pre-existing conditions. Most of them that you would choose from have a 2 to 3 year look back on pre-existing conditions. So if you have anything for 2 or 3 years back that shows up, then you're going to not be excluded, but you're going to have limited share. And if you can't see the full small print here on your screens, basically it means the first year on a pre-existing condition, you don't get any medical cost sharing. The second year you get $25,000, third year you get $50,000, fourth year and beyond you get $125,000. That's just for pre-existing. On anything that's not pre-existing, it's unlimited top. There is no upper limit and there's no time limit, which means if you have a condition like genes that I described to you, you don't get to January 1st and have to pay $3,000 again. You don't pay anything again as long as that disease is uncured, which who knows if you're unlucky how many thousands of dollars that one benefit would save you. But at any rate, these are the two things. When you're looking for yourself or you're trying to bring someone into your business and you're trying to figure out whether this is a good fit for them, probably one of the main issues, probably the only issue, is whether they've got pre-existing conditions or not. Because even people, and we've seen even people who get their health care paid for by their employer, well, they don't get their children's health care paid for, they don't get their spouse's health care paid for, and most of the time on RX Medical, I can show people that they could give up their employer-sponsored health care and go on to RX Medical and they would still save money. And there's a very powerful principle into this. But we will move past this in just a moment, probably about enough in the self-study area for this. But I wanted to take you to one more place. So if you like it, or if someone else likes it and wants to do it, the enroll button, we're just going to show you quickly how the enroll button works, I think. Okay, so here's the enrollment page. We had individual before, this shows the price. You've got a very quick process of going down through, entering your information. There is one important part here that I skipped by, which is not there. There, RX ID. This is how we make sure that it's worth your while to share this to someone. They have to be part of RX to get this benefit. As Coach Palmer mentioned, we put it into perks. Whether it actually belongs in perks with travel or diamonds, I don't know. A lot of people pick their job based on their health care, but in a certain sense, I guess perks is where a good place for it to fit. But in the sense of something now that I would like to shift gears in the question that we raised, which is there a better way to, anybody can explore this. So you can use this for your prospects. They can see everything that you saw. If they want to enroll, they will not be able to enroll without an RX ID. Why is that useful to you? Well, it's useful to you for a lot of reasons. Mostly because whenever we do this business, any business really, but this business in particular, there is a time lag where so many things are out of our control that comes from introduction to ultimately getting them in your business, to doing the close. And then even after the close, until somebody is really bonded into your business, there's that potential of them going away. And we know with the statistics about attrition, we know how hard everybody works to try to ultimately go 2 or 3 or 4 times to finally get somebody to a presentation, whether you use Coach Palmer's run the bases approach, or whether you use Todd Rowland's, or whether you use whoever's you use. There's a time lag where the amount of time, effort, and energy that you've spent to do something might account for nothing. And so the question was, in all of these strategies that we have, is there a better way? You know, a lot of people talk about, well, one of the better ways, and you guys do a wonderful job of it, it's seen everywhere, is you celebrate success. You try to create a buzz around what you all do, what we all do. You try to create positive outcomes. You celebrate people losing weight and having better looking skincare and all the other things that we do to try to help keep people engaged until one other thing happens. And many people say, well, find a good enough reason for them to stay. I would submit to you that when you really submit somebody in your business is when it's inconceivable that they would leave and go back to where they were before. How do you create that? Well, you create it sometimes by doing some of the things that Coach Palmer and everybody else has done. We all know his story, and I'm sure he would say it's inconceivable to want to go back to life the way it was before. People talk about the importance of getting someone paid. Well, getting someone paid up until RX Medical was a matter of helping them get enough volume of business, helping them find more people that would come into their business than the people that would leave. And that's a viable business, but it's not a legacy business. It's a business where you continue to work your tail off all the time because it's up to you to go out and find that new person to replace or hopefully surpass the number of people that are leaving. The real success is to have your business get to the point where your repeat customers exceed those leaving, where those ones that show up every month and get the solution that you propose to them and get benefit from it. And month after month, you can count on this base layer, this bottom layer that's maybe several layers down from where you're at, that is there all the time. And that's the vision that we had for bringing that to this type of industry. And for me personally, Coach Palmer mentioned, this is a big deal to me. This is my sense of payback for the things that life has brought me. And I know that you all know somebody that I don't know that's another Gene, or that will become another Gene if we don't do something for them. I know that you all know that there's somebody out there who feels like they can't leave their job because they don't have benefits. Or you have somebody who, like a lot of us do, wonder about if they invest the dollars into this product, is it going to work? If they invest into this business, is it going to work? Well, I don't know, certainly not enough to make that full success, but there are people that are using ARIIX Medical who are saving over $1,000 a month. You couple that with their tax savings, you couple that with, we've got another plan that can make 100% of their medical expense tax deductible, and most people think it is, but it isn't for them unless they do specific business things. And we haven't even covered that yet, but that's right in your portal, right below ARIIX Medical. We can make a big impact on a lady who's working 2 jobs and one of them pays for healthcare for her kids. $100 a week, $150 a week makes a big impact for that person. If nothing else, we can, with the savings in medical, make it where the cost to join ARIIX is a net zero to them, or maybe even a net positive to them. So when we get to the point of, and this is what I really wanted to share with you, when we get to the point where we all get to, and somebody wants this product, they want to become part of it, and then you get to the close. And there's something like, well, I have to think about it. Or I got to share this with my spouse and see if it's okay. And you really know, you don't be presumptive and say that because it's too harsh on them, but you kind of know probably the majority of the concern is something around cost or benefit. What I've done and what I will share with you, and it's not the only way, and it may not even be the way for you. And if you're not that person, if everybody you see signs up and stays, well, you should go watch football, and I have nothing of value to share with you, but I sense that probably that's not everybody here. So what I do is I go back and reaffirm their commitment to, I would say something like, Coach Palmer, we've talked about this. You've shared with me that, that you feel like you got to lose some weight. You've shared with me that you've got, some of the stories that Richard Tuggle comes to mind. Richard Hawking comes to mind. Several people who've mentioned, they felt like they needed to do something or life was going to change for them in a negative sense. So just help me understand on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is this to you? Greater to 7, greater than 8, greater to 2. If it's below 5, then probably I'm worthwhile just saying, well, it doesn't sound like it's for you and moving on. But if it's up there, I have the opportunity now to say, well, our company understands that. We understand these are tough times, and we understand truly what people sacrifice to try to get the essential things of life. We understand one of those is healthcare. And so we've tried to address that problem in a meaningful way. And you may not be a candidate for it, but if you could save enough money in your healthcare that getting your ARIIX products and being able to do what we've talked about would be free for you, or mostly free for you, what would you think? We can say now, okay, we've laid this all out. We've shown you how we can help you pay for it. What do you have to lose? We can say, in another sense, to our preferred customers or our team members who are playing smaller than what they could play or what you would like to see them play, we can say to them, if they're already on the ARIIX products, or new age products, or it's hard to say what they're on now, Limu products, whatever they're on. Well, okay, you're already doing this. If you're spending $80, would you spend $70 to make 500? If I was a stock trader and I could tell you every month you could spend $70 and make 500, would you do it? That's the power of this vehicle. And if you see it the way I do, then I'm just going to ask you to do three things, because if you don't do these three things, then none of this is going to amount to anything. So number one, go back to that page where we showed you the window where you can put in your name and your address and your email. Go through medical. Do it tonight if you can. Some of you on the East Coast, maybe not, but if you can't do it tonight, do it tomorrow. Go through everything that we showed you on medical. And if there's anything you don't understand or anything where you could say, I'm not sure this is one of the best things out there, write a question in that email box and send it off to ARIIX Medical, or send it to me. Most of you can find me on Facebook. Send it to me. Make sure that you understand what I understand, that this is one of the best options out there for people looking for healthcare. Number two, take a look at your own budget. What are you spending on healthcare? Not just for health insurance, but what are you spending otherwise? And we didn't talk about all of it, but what does ARIIX Medical have now that it didn't have before? Just like your regular health insurance, we have a maximum out of pocket. Maximum out of pocket per individual or per family is $3,000. No matter where we go, if there's a hole in the system that you're going to have to pay something, when you hit $3,000, you're done for the year for you and your family. If you have a $1,000 event, and there are some examples on that page, I wanted to spend most of my time doing this, so go back to it. There are some examples about if this happens, how's this going to work? How much am I going to pay? How much are they going to pay? There's a whole bunch of examples in that benefit summary page. Go back and look at that. Ask any questions you have until you're convinced that you know enough to say, this is the best product out there. And then when you talk to somebody, forget it all. And the reason I say that is I've heard Dr. Cooper, I've heard some of the best leaders in this company tell you, in essence, the statement is, the more you tell, the less you sell. So convince yourself that it's the best. When you want to get to that point in the discussion where you want to share it to them, say, well, looks like better than anything I've ever seen. Don't necessarily use yourself for example. There are bunches of people in this country or company who are saving hundreds to thousands of dollars a month on this. You want to take a look at it. Don't try to go through the whole thing I did. The only reason I did that is to help you get to the point of being confident that if you go out and talk to somebody, you're going to be giving them something good. So number two is do that. And number three, think about somebody who you know wants to join your business but hasn't. Think about somebody who's in your business, but they're not playing as big as they should. And then go help them do it. Go present this to them. Find the money to help them play bigger. Find the money to make an impact on their lives. Help them be a part of something that's, we all know, is on the cusp of greatness. South Africa, Mabe, Noni, every place that we're going and everybody we're dealing with, we're on the cusp of something great. And I think medical can help you bring more people in, because I don't know of any other way in this industry that you can tell somebody the tax saving stuff are good, but a lot of people don't have a far-sighted enough vision to wait that long. They don't have a bank account that will wait that long. We can show them how month one, we can make their life better, even if they never learn how to sell the product. Even if they throw the product in the trash can, we can make their life better. I hope you consider some of those things. So I don't have a lot else, and I hope I haven't run over.
No, Terry, that was perfect. And first of all, give Terry a hand for coming on. His heart for wanting to go, how can I help you? How can I serve you? And that's what I want you to really get tonight. Like the people that are on this right here, we can affect thousands upon thousands of people just by getting the word out to our reps about this is a pain point in our world today. How many of you, raise your hand if you pay for medical right now? I do. So how many of you pay for medical every month? So here's the thing. Here's my recommendation to you. We're going to, in a very short period of time, Terry, would you say maybe a week, 2 weeks, we're going to have a site, arixmedical.com, that you can just Google from anywhere, arixmedical.com, and that information is there. Currently, you can go to your back office under ARIIX Medical and you can find this. But the bottom line is, if nothing else, go look. There's a place to send a message to them. There's a number there. Do yourself a favor and go, could I save myself, my family money by using this provider, by using Terry, by using the group that has set this up for you because you're a rep? And here's the beauty. They're saving people hundreds, if not thousands of dollars a month. A month. We're not just playing with this. We don't just go, well, it might work for you, heal. No, it's working. Crystal Vance would tell you it's saving her money. Steve Schwartz would tell you it's saving him a lot of money. So here's the thing. You won't know if it's going to save you money, Andrea, unless you get in touch with them. You got to get in touch with them so that you can put your information in and so you can see if it's a benefit for you. And here's my call to action. This is why Terry's on tonight, I'm on tonight promoting it, is because when it is a benefit to you, and it will be, if you check it out, the majority of you will receive benefit from this program if you go and you do your due diligence. But we've got a goal. We've got something we got to do. When you benefit, you got to bring somebody with you that's a rep. We just have to do it for our brothers and sisters. We got to get the word out. We got to let them know about arixmedical.com. We got to let them know that they got to go check it out. And then when we're out in the world and we're prospecting and we're talking, again, like Terry said, we don't have to explain all this, but we can use it as a tool. We can use arixmedical.com as a tool to show people, because how many of you would agree medical is a pain point? It's a pain point for a lot of families. It's a pain point for a lot of you. We've got an amazing perk. I'm like Terry, I don't know if you call it a perk. People pick their jobs because of medical benefits. Do yourself a favor, and I'll just say it. Terry wouldn't say it. I'm going to say it. Do yourself a favor and go save you and your family money every month. Okay? If you'll plug in and see what it's about, plug your own stuff in, it's going to save you money. So, Terry, I got a question or two. So as long as they have an ARIIX ID number, they can benefit from this program?
That's correct.
Okay, so that answers your question across the board. As long as they have an ARIIX ID number, got to have an ARIIX ID number. Do you have?
Actually, excuse me, Coach, they have to be commission eligible. You have to have 100. The way it's set up right now, 150 point auto or $150 auto order, 100 points, I think it is. I
love that. Yeah, so it's 100 PV order on auto delivery or $150 order. So either one of those makes you commission eligible in our company. Do you have to be a certain rank, Terry?
You have to be, so I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
Do you have to be a certain rank, title, or anything, or is it just?
No, okay. No, but
go ahead.
I'm sorry, if I might, just two corrections. The enrollment page that I showed you is live right now. The confusion probably is arixmedical.com is still linked to RX Medical 1.0. RX Medical 2.0 that I showed you is live as of yesterday. The website for that, until it gets converted over to rxmedical.com, is redirecthealth.com/RX and then the number 2/. So you could go to it tonight and enroll. It's active right now.
Okay.
One other thing, and it's interesting, I made myself a sticky note to not
Terry,
forget.
we put that site in the chat section. So if I were you, go take a picture with your phone, copy the link. Andrea just put it in the chat section and go fill it out tonight. Go see if it can save you 100, 200, 400, whatever it saves you, you know, that's great. Just bring somebody with you when it saves you money. That's our only call to action that we want, because it's going to save you money. Terry, next thing you wanted to say?
Yeah, one other carrot, and I said I meant to mention it. The two things that you got tonight was you are the first people to see RX Medical 2.0 in its live form. Number two, you are the first people to hear on RX1, if you saw it, there is a fee in there, a $150 one yearly fee that RX was charging to join medical because they had some cost in developing the page and help do this. From now until January 1st, they have suspended that $150 fee. So the price that you saw that always before got $150 added to it from now until the end of the year. And if we get a good response, they've indicated maybe it'll stay away forever, but at least from now until the end of the year, where people are thinking about what are they going to do for their medical for next year, that $150 RX fee is gone.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, we're about to blow this up because it's just getting the word out and taking a night to plug everybody in and right now go blow the site up. Go see how much it's going to save you. Here's the thing. What if it saves you $150 a month? Hill Blue, that's your product every month, right? That's your auto delivery every month. Come on now, just get creative. Like $150 a month is $150 a month. I'll take it. So, all right. And I think that is, Andrea, anything else?
Nope, that was everything. Thank you, sir.
Terry, when are you going to take this all across the world? 75 countries.
Well, that was the original plan. And again, I won't get into how many battles, how many days that we have started the day. And by the end of the day, we were 5 steps backwards rather than 1 step forward in the last 5 years. But that's what everybody in RX wanted to do. They wanted to take this to China. They wanted to take it to Africa. They wanted to take it to South America. And all I can tell you is that, well, a couple of my close friends in RX have a couple of times approached me and they said, frankly, we can't understand why you haven't given up yet in some of the hard days. We haven't given up yet on international, but when I ask people in consulates, when I ask people in embassies, and we've done all of that, I don't just get a blank look. I won't be explicative, but they won't just say no. There's usually a couple of explicatives along with no that say this isn't going to happen. So the world is a changing place. It may happen, and I would love that we would be able to take this outside of the U.S. borders, but I don't know when that's going to happen.
Well, Terry, thank you for tonight. I want to put something on here, and the chats are coming in with thank you, Terry. Great presentation. Terry does not have, he does not have to do this. This is a passion for him. And so when I say no other company, like you're not going to find this around our industry that he's saying, here, I'm doing this for you, the people. It is a great service and it comes with great sacrifice on his end to figure out. There's a reason no other companies has this because it's a pain point for the company to come up with this. And Terry, thank you for leading the way and helping people. And I know every person that benefits from this is a win for you. in your heart. So thank you so much, guys. Give a big shout out to Terry and tell him thanks. Servant driven leader. And I'm just appreciative to be partnered with you and to call you a friend. And thanks for being on tonight and taking your time.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
All right. The call to action is real short, real simple. You take this site right here. You're the first ones getting it. Go make it worthwhile for you and your family. And then bring somebody. Tell them about it. Bless them too. Have a great Sunday. Love each and every one of you. See you.